This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Phillies Postcast and the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. I got you covered for your postcast needs. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day with your Locked On Phillies daily podcast needs. This one was another rough one to watch for the Phillies. 10 hits, but it felt like each one of those hits was just a tease by the Phillies. I know we should be doing jumping jacks and cartwheels and parades down Broad Street for a 10-hit game. 2 of them were for extra base hits. Both of them were for doubles. One resulted in a run. That was fun. That was the Kyle Schwarber RBI double. Bryce Harper, not so much. Couldn't get much more with that one, unfortunately. But the Phillies just struggled again to get the big hit. And the long and short of it is you're looking at 3 runs over your last 3 games. That's not good. You're also looking at 6 straight games now where you haven't been able to eclipse the 4-run marker in any of these wins, not scoring more than 4 runs in 6 straight games there for the Phils. And the way you ended that series against the Reds does not make you feel great about the way you're starting this series with the Washington Nationals. Now, I know that some people, we've talked a lot about, Jesus Luzardo has that one bad inning, you got to get him out of the game. Well, this one bad inning was the 7th inning of the ballgame. If it's the 4th inning or the 5th inning, that's where I can go, okay, all right, he's getting roughed up again. He gets through the order fine one time. He got through the order okay a couple of times. He was pitching really well tonight. And there were some moments where you thought, oh boy, this is where he got, and he got out of it. So credit to him for that. I'm not going to be upset about a guy trying to go 7 innings tonight when an offense was putrid in trying to get the big hit. We're going to talk about all that on tonight's postcast. So make sure you guys like and subscribe on Locked On Phillies Postcast. Let's talk about player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I really hate doing this in a losing effort, but when your offense has not been producing, Jesus Luzardo was the most consistent Philly today. Like Trea Turner, I could look at and go, oh, what did he do? 3 infield hits. Okay. So you had 2 doubles out of the 10 hits, and 3 of the hits were also infield singles. Bryson Stott, credit to him, his double, beautiful thing. Loved to see it. Shot down the left field line with the defense playing nowhere near the line on a shift for Bryson Stott. Hell, he took advantage of it. I give him credit for it. But when an offense is failing to come up with that big hit and another situation where you see a 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, I can't look at anybody offensively go, player of the game. But Jesus Luzardo pitched well enough to win this ball game. Through 6 innings, he allowed 1 run. Then he gets into that 7th inning, bases loaded. He bookends a double with 2 walks, bases loaded situation. Orion Kerkering comes in. He allows the 2-run single, unfortunately, for the 2 runs to cross the plate to tie and then go ahead on the Phillies 3-2. Nobody else I can look at with the Phillies and say, oh, no, you got it. You got this. He's the only one I can look at and go, hey, you know what? You did your job tonight. You know what? I don't even want to look at it for the statistic that it is, which is a quality start, because to hell with that right now. But all in all, if there was one guy I was pleased with tonight, it was Jesus Luzardo. Now, when I look at this lineup, this is the problem. This is the problem. When you look at the last 3 games the Phillies have played, and again, 3 runs in those last 3 games, including a shutout effort. One of the only runs you got was in the 9th inning of a game you were getting shut out in. So needless to say, it has been an abomination, this offense. And to see this continue against the 2nd worst pitching team in all of baseball is a joke, and a joke that's not very funny, I might add. If you're this Phillies team, I don't want to hear about travel. Oh, we had to sit on the tarmac. Oh, you had to sit on a cushioned seat on an airplane and play cards or take a nap like Tom McCarthy said he did during the broadcast. Credit to you, T-Mac. Good job, man. Good dad strength there. Just pass out wherever. I feel a draft. No, that to me, hey, just relax. Relax. 10 hits would say you weren't that tired. but coming up with the big hit, and you look at that 9th inning, you get the leadoff runner on, Max Kepler, good for you. 2 hits on the night, good for you, man. You get on base. They have Edmundo Sosa bunt. Now, I understand why he bunted, because he's a 210 hitter against right-handed pitching, and he was facing a right-handed pitcher. Yeah, I wanted no parts of Edmundo Sosa trying to hit in that situation, but I did want to see him bunt. And he did. He almost walked, which would have been even better. But in this case, they put down the sacrifice, almost beat it out to first base. That would have been just poetic. That would have been so beautiful, but didn't happen. You get the runner in scoring position with 1 out. Bryson Stott, unfortunately, gets off to a really bad start in his at-bat in the 9th inning. He gets that fastball on the outside, well, not even the outside corner, well outside, like almost into a right-handed hitter's batter's box, right-handed hitter batter's box there. Gets called a strike, horrible call, gets him out in the count there, 0-1 instead of 1-0, which changes, flips the script immediately. And the Phillies aren't able to get that big hit in the 9th inning to at least tie the game up, or take a lead. The biggest of hits, a home run. So this one was just very, very frustrating tonight. As for the turning point,
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
This is another one that unfortunately is just obvious. The turning point for this one did come in that 7th inning. Jesus Luzardo goes up there, bases loaded, nobody out. Orion Kerkering comes in, gets Garcia to fly out to Edmundo Sosa at third. A weird play. I guess he was losing it in the lights or the sky, whatever it was, but he comes up with the catch. So now they got 1 out with the bases loaded. All right, let's get a little double play ball there, fellas. Let's get something going here. Unfortunately, bases loaded, 1 out. Tena steps up there, and he's able to get the 2-run game-winning single on a 3-1 fastball. Orion Kerkering, I don't know what the final numbers were for him tonight. Do I have it here? I do have it here. 17 pitches, 9 of them for strikes. That's not very good. That's not a good outing. And I got to be honest, as much as I like what Orion Kerkering's been doing, feels like a minute since he's been in this situation where he's getting, especially a minute since he's had inherited bases loaded runners, that type of thing. But I did not feel good when I saw Orion Kerkering come into this game. Now, I wouldn't have felt better if Jesus Luzardo came in, but they needed to make a change. They made the change. Luzardo, you see it right there, was at 97 pitches. And they made the change. They made the switch. They brought in Kerkering. He gave up the big hit that unfortunately turned the tides of the game, unfortunately, and it absolutely was the turning point. As for what you'll be talking about tomorrow,
this is what you'll be talking about.
1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. We'll be talking about that. Another game where you can't score more than 4 runs. In fact, you just score 2 in this one, so that's a fun one. And maybe, just maybe, what might creep into the conversation here is that Nick Castanos, by my calculations, is 1 for his last 29. I believe that is worse than the stretch that Alec Boehm had at the beginning of the year. I think that's a worse stretch than what we saw JT Realmuto go through in the early portions of the year. I think that's a worse stretch than what we saw Bryce Harper go through before he went on the IL with the elbow injury. 1 for 29. Tomorrow, does Justin Crawford get the call up? Do you shake things up a little bit in this outfield? Does Nick Castellanos come off the bench to hit left-handed pitching? This was a bad one for Nick Castellanos. Look, you could obviously say in the 6th inning he was robbed of a base knock. Cruz made a phenomenal forward diving catch to rob Nick Castellanos, but he just ain't getting any breaks. And 1 for 29 with a guy that does not exactly play great defense. What is it again you say you do here? I'm going to keep saying that until we see what he does here. And also see what Dave Dombrowski's going to do. Also see what Topper's going to do. Because a team that is struggling this much offensively can't afford to have a guy that just doesn't take days off when maybe that's what he needs, a couple of days off. And maybe the Phillies also need a new plan in the outfield. Maybe that's what they need. So that's what I think will be kicking around tomorrow. It was rough. It was another rough one tonight. And I thought when you saw the hits mounting up there, Trea Turner, for instance, comes up there. He gets his first infield single in the 3rd inning, gets a 1st and 3rd, nobody out situation. Kyle Schwarber strikes out. You get a situation there where, and that was when Stott doubled. So Stott did come around to score. I think I mixed that up with something else earlier in the show, but Stott got the double to lead off the third inning. They did use it. Harper brought him around to score on the RBI ground out. So not even a hit with a runner in scoring position there, but the one hit with a runner in scoring position in this game was one of the infield singles by Trea Turner. So no hit with a runner in scoring position that left the infield. Breathe in, breathe out. Kyle Schwarber got the double after Edmundo Sosa led off with with a walk in the fifth inning. Jeez. Trea Turner got another infield single in that inning. Schwarber stepped up, got the RBI double off the right center field wall at Nationals Park on a 3-1 fastball. He got a 3-0 slider, and I think he was confused. He was like, he threw me a slider on that one? I should have 444-foot blasted that one, but he didn't. Then he got the fastball. He was able to get a hold of that one, put it in the right center field gap for the RBI double. Turner scored on that one. They speculated that he might have been hurt on that one. He looked fine because he got another infield single later in the ballgame for 3. But again, the Phillies just did not come up with the big hit. And one of the things that really bothered me was Bryce Harper, again, missing fastballs tonight. Another example of Bryce Harper missing fastballs. These are the balls you got to tee off on, man. Like, hey, congratulations. You got a single in the first inning. Whoopity-doo. And you're not going to single home all these runs that the Phillies need. They need a blast. They need guys like Schwarber to do it. They obviously need Harper to do it. It'd be nice if Nick Castanos could do it. Doesn't seem like he can do it. Yeah, it's a bit of a rough one right now for the Phils. When we come back, we'll take your comments on this game, what you guys are feeling about this. 3-2 Phillies lost now. 3 runs, 3 games. Not great. Back after this. Hey, let me tell you about Monarch Money. You guys take advantage of Monarch Money. You should. Most people can't name all their financial accounts, even what they're worth, whether it's a 401k, whether it's properties, investments, whatever it might be. But how about this? Monarch Money lets you see the full picture. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface. Yeah, that's right. On your laptop or on your phone. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals or data, depending on how you like to say that word. Get smart categorization of your spending, and also finally feel in control of your money with Monarch Money without ever having to touch a spreadsheet. That's how great Monarch Money is. Monarch Money makes it simple to review your finances with your partner, even with your wife, with your husband, with your partner. It is great. We can both look at budgets. You can both look at goals. It can also track spending activities as well with Monarch Money. Don't let the financial opportunity slip through the cracks, that is. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com. I think I might need a little 5-hour energy, as a matter of fact, and I'd love to have one with that's transfusion flavored. 5-hour energy transfusion. This grape, ginger, lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies and making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. That's what I'm telling you with 5-hour energy transfusion. Whether you're out of the course, whether you just need a little bit of a pick-me-up, a push, whatever it might be. Maybe you're doing a postcast. You could use one. That's what you look at. 5-hour energy transfusion. Golf's all about the good times with good people and good flavors as well. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5-hour energy transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the beverage cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5HEWin.com. That's 5, FIVEHE, win.com for rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes Masters Tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. Let's get into the chat check and see how your wonderful people are doing. Philly Nate, I'm so sick of seeing this manager. Which manager is worse, Topper or Mendoza? Yeah, that's not great. Sir Sketchable in the building. How you doing? To see if the Phils can get a hit before the 4th inning. Well, there you go. We did it, boys. Hey, we're all excited. Yay. Atlanta won. Yay. I'd still rather the Phillies pick up a game than at least they didn't lose the game. Thanks. Philly fan 07. Casty sucks. I agree with your analysis. That's a horrible picture. Picture of Harper. Okay. We pinch hit from Marsh, but not Casty. Right? Isn't that crazy? Casty couldn't have walked on 4 pitches in the 8th. Instead, he swings at 3 out of the zone. He's not good. I would say he's pressing, but he always looks like he's pressing. By the way, I looked it up tonight. So everyone makes a big deal. I think going into tonight, he's hitting 455 when he's making contact on the first pitch. Okay? 455. He's also hitting like 415 in a 1-1 count. So sometimes it's better just to take a pitch or two. You know what I'm saying? So who's 0 for 4 tonight? That's right, a couple of the $100 million men, right? Graham Francis, hello. Hey, mate. Hey, what's going on? Honestly, this roller coaster ride with form needs an immediate fix. I know. Sit in a circle and hold hands, burn some incense, sacrifice a virgin. Do something. That's what Rob Thompson needs to do. Guys, we're gonna burn some sage. We're gonna burn some incense. That's what we're gonna do. And maybe, just maybe, that'll break a 1 for 29 for Nick Castellanos. Joseph Grillo, hello. Agreed. Topper sucks. Hello, Joel. 10 hits, 2 runs, not good enough. I agree. Carrie, hello. Casty plus frustration equals. Thank you. I'll remember that one, Carrie. For the people on the podcast, you guys could put that one together. All right. Turner with 3 hits. He was doing his part. Certainly. Even if they were just infield singles, I don't. He's getting on base. Another bad loss for the fighting Farzy. Miscusi, this team isn't built for a world title. Again, I agree. Nicky Knobs. This is cold now. That is true. Mark C. Hi, Mark. This team is a disaster. What else can we say? Well, hopefully they won't be a disaster in the playoffs, but they're going to be in the playoffs. I'm not changing my stance on that now. Evelyn, hello. This offense is atrocious. Casty needs to sit. Was Turner trying to take himself out? Kind of disgusting with this. That was wild. That was absolutely wild. Seeing him swing at a pitch and foul it off his own helmet. That was scary. Did you see Schwarber's reaction to that? He was like, ooh, you okay, man? I couldn't hear it, but that's, if I was to give him a voice, that's the voice I would have given him in that moment. But wait, Crawford will be here. I guess everything will be. I hope that's. Look, I don't know if everything's gonna be okay, but I certainly hope that he's the guy that gets elevated in the not too distant future. Like to see that. Harry, what's going on? Well, what are they waiting with Crawford? I don't know. Seabrook ceiling is the first round. I would say it's about right. John, love you, Farzy, but this is the most frustrating and at times unwatchable team in my 40 years of fandom. Oh, really? This is the most. Really? They're 5 games in first place. I don't know. It just feels like when they lose, they just lose for the same reasons. It feels like they get good pitching and they can't hit with a damn. And then when they hit, they get 10 hits, but 2 runs out of that. It's bonkers. DFA Castellanos and Rob Thompson. Well, one gets DFA, the other gets fired. But I know what you mean. All right, I'm not going there. Dan Snead, fraud, same 2024 version. Yeah, that's what we've been saying all season long. We've been saying that this baseball team is just the fourth act with the same players. It's the same play. It's the same movie. We're just in a different act. Peter Choi, how you doing? Love the show, Farzy. Thanks. Casty has to go. Topper 2. I am not far behind you there. I would definitely sit Casty before I fire Rob Thompson. I think Nick Castanos has been a worse baseball player than Rob Thompson has been a manager this year. If you get me doing that NLCS against the Diamondbacks, I'm firing Rob Thompson right away. Oh, you want to go to Kimbrel again? Oh, that'll work out. You're fired. Don't even bother boarding the team plane home. You're fired. George, what's going on? Thompson doesn't know when to pull his starting pitching. He doesn't try. Oh, look, the first walk, like go back to that 7th inning. He walks DeYoung, not great. He had walked Cruz in the 6th inning, got him to a 3-2 count, walked him. Then he gets the double play, which he started out. Jesus Luzardo started out, and it was beautiful. 1-6-3 double play to finish that 6th inning. Good hustle to him, just a 12-pitch inning. Then he walks DeYoung, and you're like, okay, all right, don't like this. And he's getting up there in pitch count. Maybe I get somebody up and going. Adams gets the double. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Mound conference, mound visit, something, buy some time. Then he walks Lyle. Now you got bases loaded, nobody out. After another full count, by the way. Can't punch him out, bases loaded, no outs. That's when he takes him out of the ballgame. That's when he takes him out. Again, my bigger issue is just not being able to come up with a big hit against a team that has literally the 2nd worst ERA in all of baseball. That's my biggest issue of the night. Ari, a resident Cardinals fan, still an Eagles fan though. Ari, still better than the Cardinals. Thank you, Ari. Go Birds. Well said. Matt Forstater, hello. What would this roster be purely on talent, not money or front office jobs? What would this roster be? Well, Justin Crawford would already be up. Nick Castanos obviously wouldn't be playing right now. Max Kepler would have got DFA'd a long time ago. I know he had 2 hits tonight, but just saying is all. Yeah. Phillies need a shot in the arm right now. But they can't get the shot that they really want. They'd have to be leading in a game for Joan Duran to come in, give him a little jolt. And that would have to be at home, and that's going to be a minute. 3 games now. Maybe Aaron Nola's that. Maybe Alec Boehm when he comes back is that. Maybe Jose Alvarado helps you out with that in the stretch of the rest of the season. But it's a rough one. Ian, hello. Relax for now. Thank you. Yes, relax. I will relax for now. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. Hey, tomorrow night, I'll be back with you guys tomorrow right here on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel for your Locked On Phillies postcast. It's a 6:45 start time. Game 2 of this 4-game series, Zach Wheeler against Mackenzie Gore. That'll be tomorrow, righty versus lefty. Gore 5-12 with a 4.09 ERA, but that'll matter. The Phillies will get 2 runs off of them. Zach Wheeler's going to have to go 8 innings of 1-run baseball. This is crucial. This Zach Wheeler start is crucial. He sold 94 miles per hour on his fastball against the Texas Rangers. Now's the time you want to see that 95, 96. Can I get 96? Can I get 96? Sold 96. Can I get that from Zach Wheeler? If I see Zach Wheeler pop the mid at 96 miles per hour, I'm going to go, If I see 97 miles per hour, I'm going to go, okay, here we go. Now it's a party. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will be back with you guys tomorrow after that game. Thanks for everybody. Catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. See you later.